say no one is hurt after a fire at the Pere Foundry. Crews were called to the building on South 6th Street on Thursday after reports of an explosion and a possible fire. When firefighters got to the foundry, they saw smoke coming from the roof, but no signs of an explosion. Employees at the foundry were trying to put out the fire with fire extinguishers. Fire crews were able to put out the flames on the roof and in the building's insulation in about an hour, and workers were then able to go back inside. A preliminary investigation shows the fire started because a molten metal byproduct reacted with rainwater, and that reaction caused embers to ignite the insulation in the building's roof.